Welcome to the coolest stuff on the planet.
Hello, everybody. My moniker is Matthew, and this is Rachel.
Nice to meet you. So, without further ado, let's get right to today's cool stuff, shall we?
Let's do it.
Okay, so today we are visiting a country that we have not been to yet. We are going to France.
Yes.
So in France, we're going to check out the most famous cycling event in the world, the Tour de France.
Yes. The Tour de France translates to roughly, just very roughly, the Tour of France. And it's literally a circuit of the country made by bicycle. So this circuit, which weaves its way through France and makes occasional stops in adjacent countries, kind of at the border area, it's 3,500 kilometers long, which is about 2,200 miles.
Now this race, this very famous bicycle race, was dreamed up by a journalist in the early 20th century, a French journalist whose name was Gilles Lefebvre. And he was a magazine journalist, and I think he was also a cyclist. But he was trying to promote a new magazine called Lotto.
Oh,
and
wow.
So as part of that, he said, well, hey, why don't we have this big, crazy bicycle race? And his editor said, sounds like a good idea. And so they did. And so the first race was held in 1903.
And ever since then, every July, with the exception of a couple years during World War I and World War II, the teams of cyclists have competed in this grueling 3-week bicycle race, which winds its way through the countryside, through towns, and over high mountains like the Pyrenees and the Alps, all of France. And yeah, this thing has become popular and kind of a staple.
Last year's race was the 96th version of the Tour de France, and this year's race will be the 97th. But before you're like, whoa, what the heck, a 3-week long race, we should add that it's not continuous.
Yeah.
It's broken up into day-long stages, and there are always 2 rest days at least.
Yeah.
So it is broken up.
And needless to say, it's extremely popular in France. Millions of fans come and cheer on the racers, and they have since the beginning. There's even a parade called the Publicity Caravan that happens right before the race starts.
Here's kind of how the race works. The participants, there are usually about 180 participants, but they're all part of teams. So there are around 20-some teams, and each team has about 9 members. But only one individual can win the event overall. So... but I was interested to discover that individuals can also win, these broken up, these stages. And then at the end of each stage, there's a recognition ceremony where they go up on the podium and they get recognition.
Wow, there's 21 of those.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, the winner overall is decided by cumulative time taken to complete all the stages. And the person with the lowest cumulative time wins. Lance Armstrong, whose name is synonymous with the Tour de France, has won 7 times. Has won the cumulative time 7 times.
He's had the lowest score 7 times. So the Tour de France is a very intense contest.
Yes, it is.
Right. So I mean, only a select few are going to be able to compete in it. I mean, let alone win. Like even winning is extraordinary. So, but for people maybe like, well, not like you and me, but for people who are pretty good cyclists and they're amateur cyclists and they kind of want to try out the Tour de France, there is an option.
Nice.
It's called l'Étape du Tour.
Its name literally means stage of the Tour, and each year more than 8,000 amateurs cycle one stage of the Tour de France. It's typically a mountain stage, so it's no walk in the park. We're not talking about, we're going to go down some hills this way, we're going to go down over here, and then we're going to go across a plain. No. You're going up a hill, a mountain.
So this amateur race has been sponsored since 1993, and it usually takes place on a day when the professional riders are resting. So on the rest day, these amateurs sort of get to play on the Tour de France course. And people come from around the world to try this out, this mini Tour de France, you could say.
Yeah, it's probably kind of dangerous with all those amateurs up there. I mean, you're going pretty fast at some parts, and bikes can be dangerous.
Yep.
So in July of 2010, 9,500 cyclists are expected to participate in this amateur leg of the race. And, hopefully we wish you all the best of luck.
Be careful.
Yes.
Ride safe.
Exactly. But I think that's the end, Rach.
Yep, that's the Tour de France.
And but before we leave, this is completely unrelated, but I wanted to plug this because I think it's an important thing.
It's cool stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
The Songs for Kids Foundation is a nonprofit organization in Georgia that takes musicians. It literally takes a musician and puts them in a hospital or a special needs camp or any other place where kids are in need, and they play for the kids. They play music for the kids.
That's cool.
And every year they hold a series of benefit concerts called the 500 Songs for Kids, or just 500 Songs for Kids, and it's usually held at Smith's Old Bar in Atlanta. And this year, they're doing 500 greatest era-defining songs, which I believe it's a list that's rolled out by Rolling Stone magazine. And anyway, it goes on for a little over a week, and it started last night. And I actually got to play drums on How Soon Is Now, a cool little song by the Smiths.
Ah, fun.
Yes, and if you want to find out more, please go to www.songsforkidsfoundation.org. And yeah, that's it.
And we'll see you next time with more cool stuff.
Yes. Thank you.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit howstuffworks.com and let us know what you think. Email travelpodcast@howstuffworks.com. Don't forget to check out our other podcasts, free on iTunes.